Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about a really exciting story coming out of the LEC. Obviously, just a couple of days ago, I believe, I posted a video talking about the big announcement and the big update coming out of the LCS that fans are, at least they're attempting to bring back fans for the entire spring or summer split. They're bringing them back for the entire summer split. They're going to have fans in studio, regular season, playoffs, finals in person, the whole shebang. They're trying to go totally back to normal. Now, who knows exactly how well this is going to go or anything like that. I still believe that Riot's policy or whatever is that if anyone tests positive for COVID, they need to quarantine for like 10 days or something like that. So obviously still having some positive tests could be really weird with teams playing from facilities. I don't know how they're going to handle that, if they are still going to have teams play from facilities or if they're going to make you have to use subs or how it's all going to go down. But hey, the LCS is trying it out. And then people started asking questions like, well, is the LEC next? What's the LEC going to do? And people weren't really sure if the LEC was going to bring back fans right away because the LEC did end up bringing back fans for, I believe, the spring finals, but not the entire spring playoffs, whereas on the other hand, the LCS had fans for the entire spring playoffs. So the LCS seemed to be, pushing forward a little bit faster, doing a little bit more. So people wouldn't have been shocked or surprised if, maybe the LEC lagged behind a little bit, maybe if they eased into things. But the story that we got is this. The LEC tweeted out, "Secure your LEC tickets as we welcome fans back for the summer season." And this is awesome. This is so exciting. Here is the article or the website, whatever that they posted. They said, "Secure your LEC tickets as we welcome fans back for the summer season. LEC crowds are back. We can't wait to see you on the edge of your seats as you watch our 10 elite teams battle it out on stage." Now, is there 10 elite teams in the LEC? I do not think so, but I do appreciate them hyping up the start of the season. And hey, at the start of summer split, everybody's going to be 0-0. Everybody has a chance to be an elite team, even BDS and even Astralis. So we'll have to see what happens there. But here's what they had to say. They said, "Prepare to get lost in the excitement as we reopen the doors to our studio in Berlin for the LEC fans to watch the games live in person for the entirety of the summer season." After such a long wait, I mean, when was the last time we had a full split of fans in person? It must have been summer 2019. That's crazy. It's now summer 2022. 3 years later. That is so sad, but it's also so exciting to finally be getting back to normal, hopefully, if it goes well. If, there's no major hiccups or anything like that. Hopefully, they don't bring the fans back and then have to, cancel it 2 to 3 weeks into the season of hey, never mind, fans, go back home. I hope nothing like that happens. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to, trust the systems and processes they have in place, even though throughout the pandemic, Riot has maybe not been exactly the most trustworthy body in terms of handling these situations and everything, but whatever. So as we after such a long wait, welcoming you back to support our teams during the spring finals was such a special moment, and we can't wait to invite you all back as a permanent fixture of our weekly broadcast once more. And yes, all 5 games each day will be played live on stage. There will be more than enough time to soak in the amazing atmosphere and plenty of entertainment to sink your teeth into. If you want to be a part of the event, then you'll have to act fast as tickets go on sale Friday, June 10th at 1600 CEST. Tickets will cost €12 each, including fees, and you can purchase up to 4 tickets at a time to bring your friends and family along for all the live action. No weekend tickets will be sold. You have to purchase each day ticket separately. When arriving at the studio, fans will be able to hang out with the iconic Baron Nashor statue and purchase beverages and food items in the concession stand. Please also note that you will need to wear a mask in the studio when not eating or drinking. Cheer on your favorite teams, watch the pro players and casters live in action, and feel the spine-tingling passion firsthand as you and other community members get to be a part of one of the greatest experiences you can have in esports. And I think this is awesome. I think this is so exciting, and I actually think it could potentially be pretty meaningful for the games as well. Now, what I do think is interesting, here's the Reddit thread talking about it all, and they say, hey, Cadril says, let's go. He's super excited. This guy says, let's just hope nothing happens to make them cancel it. Yes, I totally agree. And this second comment was the one I want to talk about it more. This guy said, hey, that's great news. LEC has been getting stale for me with no fans. I can't blame the on-air talent or the players for that, but I will definitely blame the higher-up for refusing to change format or to add a tournament like they did in LCS. Now, some of that I totally agree with. I do think that the LEC probably should have a preseason tournament or something like that. I think that would be really fun. I think it'd be exciting, especially in spring where spring regular season is wildly boring and wildly uninteresting. But the bigger point here, I do think, is him saying that LEC has been getting stale for him with no fans. Now, when you compare the LEC and the LEC has hung up been able to stay up relatively well over the course of the pandemic. I think the viewership has actually increased, but even if it's decreased, I don't think it's been much. Their numbers have still been very, very good on Twitch, on YouTube. LEC regular season games, viewership has been there. They have been still doing really, really well. Now, on the other side, the LCS has pretty much just been going down split after split after split. And a lot of people have blamed that on the pandemic, it being boring without the crowd. The casters can't interact with the crowd. The players can't interact with the crowd. You don't have all the hype moments and the cheers and the roars. And, when you think back to all your favorite moments in esports history, yeah, they're all on the Rift and they're all plays and stuff like that. But the casters, their calls add to the excitement. The fans screaming in the background, the camera panning to the audience going crazy, players lifting up trophies in front of the crowds. I remember like Carlos at the World Finals, he's running around with the G2 flag. Like moments like that adds to the moments. That makes things more memorable. That adds, it can add fans. People can see that and watch that and be like, oh, that looks cool. I want to watch more of that. And it can just add to the strength of our memories and the strength of our feelings. And it can make people more dedicated, more passionate fans. And like I said, even though the LEC has been able to manage better than the LCS throughout the pandemic, I still believe that this has hurt the LEC. And I think if we would have had fans over the past couple of years, the LEC would have seen even better performance and seen potentially even more growth and more viewership and more numbers. So I still think that, like this guy says, hey, things have been getting a little bit stale without fans. I think bringing fans back is going to be insane for the LEC, and I can't wait to see, the amount of viewership and growth and numbers and everything that they're able to do. Now, this isn't just a flip, like a switch that you flip on and off. It's still going to take months, if not years, to kind of slowly grow things up, and I think we're going to see the numbers increase over time. But if they can get the fans back, if they can have an awesome regular season, if they can have an awesome playoffs with a ton of awesome moments, the crowds are going to be rowdier than ever. They're all so excited to be back for the first time in a long time. This is going to be so much fun, and I'm very excited and just appreciate that Riot is finally trying to get this done. I think they should have done this way sooner. I've been arguing that. I've been saying that. But hey, better late than never. This is an awesome decision. Again, people were worried that maybe the LEC was going to lag behind the LCS a little bit. But no, LCS is coming back in full and the LEC is coming back in full as well. And then that gets into the question of like, hey, are certain teams, players, going to perform better in certain moments in front of crowds, whatever. Obviously, one of the storylines is that G2 really likes to play in front of crowds, that Caps really likes to play in front of crowds, that he pops off in front of crowds. But you have plenty of other veteran players that have performed really well in front of crowds historically as well. Obviously, you have Wunder on Fnatic now. You have Perkz on Vitality, who is a guy who definitely rises up to the big moments, definitely rises up in front of the crowds. And it's just going to be super fun, to see interviews in front of crowds, the big moments, the reactions, all that stuff. And I think the players are going to love it. It's going to be way more meaningful for them. So many players have said, hey, winning a championship in our studio or in the empty LEC studio or whatever, who cares? That's boring. That sucks. That's not even exciting. It's like hardly even interesting for them. Guys like Doublelift have said stuff like that as well. And I think this is awesome for everybody, the teams, the fans, the players. And I can't wait to see who performs better. And there's ultimately going to be some people who perform worse in front of these crowds as well. But I do think it's going to add to the moments. I do think it's going to add to the excitement. And I think overall, the leagues will perform better, which is great because as an esports fan, as a League of Legends esports fan, I want to see these leagues succeeding. I want to see viewership growth. I want to see the numbers going up because that's better for everybody. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think having the fans back matters? Do you think it doesn't really matter to you? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope we catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.